Hey there, Parker Reed here, and welcome to PR Media, your home for everything movies and music through my eyes. And today we have a review of the new 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray edition of Prince of Darkness. Poking around in a church cellar, a priest, played by Donald Pleasance, finds an otherworldly vial filled with slime. Frightened, he brings his discovery to a circle of top scholars and scientists who eventually learn that the strange liquid is the essence of Satan. The slime then begins to seep out, turning some of the academics into zombified killers. As the possessed battle the survivors, student Kelly, played by Susan Blanchard, is infected by a large quantity of the liquid and becomes Satan personified. Prince of Darkness is a 1987 film directed by Mr. John Carpenter, known for films like Halloween, The Thing, Big Trouble in Little China, Escape from New York. He is a prolific 80s and 70s director, and this is one of his most heralded films, and I've never seen it before. I'm not big into the horror genre, so that's probably why I've never seen it, but I wanted to check it out, and Scream Factory just put out a collector's edition 4K set for it, so I decided to finally delve into it. My overall thoughts of the movie were, it's fine, it's what I expected. There was some really good practical effects in this film, but overall the story was just kind of underwhelming for me. It was very atmospheric horror. There's a lot of droning sounds and droning soundtracks going on most of the time, so that's what's really adding up to the mood. But the movie just didn't really pull me in that much. I think it's just because I'm not super into the horror genre. Nothing against this movie. I can see why people like it. It's very atmospheric, very moody, and it's got some really good characters in it and some good character development. It just wasn't for me. But the fact that I could see Alice Cooper running around the whole time killing people, I enjoyed that aspect. And the fact that this weird homeless Alice Cooper was also listening to Alice Cooper while killing people, that was enough schlock to last a lifetime. So if you decide to pick up Prince of Darkness on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, let's see what you'll get. So if you decide to pick up Prince of Darkness on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, you have this Scream Factory Collector's Edition to pick from, and it features this iconic artwork on the front of the slipcover itself. And on the back, we have some information about the special features, the movie itself, as well as the technical specs. Take off the slipcover, we have the same artwork on the front and the back of the case itself. And when you open it up, this is what the Blu-ray disc looks like. And then here is the 4K disc. So for visuals on Prince of Darkness, we have native 4K 2160p, and this is widescreen, so you will have black bars at the top and the bottom. And to say I was impressed with this Scream Factory release is putting it mildly. I think the detail on this was incredibly increased from the Blu-ray. And the fact that this was shot with a pretty small budget and it holds up over 30 years later, that was super impressive for me. Sure, when they get into the darker scenes inside the church and the HDR just isn't that impressive. There was still a lot of detail that came along with the very grainy picture, but this was shot on film, so it's going to look grainy. That's part of the atmosphere of it. All the blood and the gore and the effects look phenomenal on this disc. And this isn't a movie that's going to blow you away with scenery. It's mostly set in one location, so if you go into it with your expectations kind of reeled in a little bit, I think you'll be impressed with the visuals on Prince of Darkness. And then for audio on Prince of Darkness, we have Dolby Atmos. It's fantastic. I was super surprised that this got a Dolby Atmos track. I was expecting a DTS mix, so the fact that Dolby Atmos was on here was phenomenal. Was I that impressed with this Dolby Atmos track? I wouldn't have been able to tell you it was Dolby Atmos coming out of it if I didn't know going into it. Most of this soundtrack is just dialogue and this very drony synth soundtrack that's droning on for minutes and 10, 15 minutes at a time. And by the way, this has the longest opening credits sequence I think I've ever seen because it's interspliced with scenes in the movie. It doesn't just have credits for 2 or 3 minutes and then the movie starts. It's 2 or 3 minutes of credits like interspliced in 15 minutes of the actual movie. It was very weird and it was kind of annoying to kind of cut back and forth to that, but I'm getting ahead of myself. The audio in here was pretty good. I don't think it was Dolby Atmos worthy, but it didn't detract from the movie and I could hear the dialogue the whole time, so I really shouldn't be complaining that much. But should you pick up Prince of Darkness on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray? It's a little bit expensive, but I would recommend it. I think you should pick it up, but just wait for a sale. Wait for it to come down $5 or $10. It will eventually, and I think you'll be better served for this. It's not worth $25 or $30. It's just not. It's not that high profile of a movie. When you can buy Halloween, a far superior film, for like $15 or $10 on 4K, this is just not worthy of that $27, $25, $30 price tag. Wait for a sale on Prince of Darkness, and I think you will be very happy with your purchase. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw here, you can check us out on Facebook or Instagram and like, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. My name is Parker Reed. You've been watching PR Media. Keep supporting physical media, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.